Hello, Chrissy here with the live. Yeah, just thought I'd hop on for a little while, say hello, and look at some things. Maybe do some card reads for people. So I'll just wait for a little while. General chat. Oh, that man in the White House. He makes my head and my heart ache. With seeing news story after news story about what is going on, what he is allowing to happen, what he is allowing people who have no right to access certain things access. It is heartbreaking. Hi, Becky Stone. Cutting off a blaming policies for disasters, which his own actions within a week or so that could have had a part in. It's always everybody else's fault, never his. Yeah, it is. It is terrifying, all that is going on. I'm going to get the Archangel cards out and see what messages Spirit has for the people of the US and other people who are being affected by their actions. So basically, what messages does Spirit have about all this? That will hopefully provide some reassurance. It is terrifying. It is terrifying. I'm near tears just thinking about it. Now I'm on the other side of the world. I am half a day ahead of you time-wise. And I was just watching things this morning and hang on, sweetheart. I'm going to just blank us for a minute. Hang on, and the mic. So I will be back in just a minute. You go, okay. Maybe half an hour to an hour. That's all right. Yeah. Hubby, he's very camera shy, so he just turned the aircon on out there and wanted to open the door so some of the cooler air could come in here. So yeah, and he's very camera shy, so I had to pause the live. So yeah. Anyway, so let's ask Spirit, my guides and Spirit, and the angels. What messages do you have for the people in America and other people? The Seven of Raphael, the Seven of Cups. It is time to make decisions. Be clear about what you want and take action. It's a need for detoxification. So basically, I feel like Step up, use your voice. Go to your representative, especially if they're Republican. You have to make the decision to act. If people don't act, and it's got to be at a grassroots level as well, things won't change. So this is sort of saying, don't rely on spirit to take care of everything. Spirit will back you up. But there are things that spirit can't do, that only people can do. And that is make it clear about what they want from their government, from their representatives. Take action, talk, and take that action to detoxify the government. Yeah. Where are you at, sweetie? Because Canada, with their target, they're using surgical tariffs on things from red states. Ohio, yeah. And the next is the 10 of Gabriel. It is going, 10 of Wands, it's going to be hard. Ask the angels for help and they will help lighten your load. But you have to fight for yourself and it's going to be hard. But asking for help, they will help lighten the load, but you still have to take that action. You still have to take up that fight. Make your voice heard. They will help lift you up. Spirit and the angels will help lift you up. But people, this is for everybody. This message is for everybody. You have to make your voices heard. Wands are also about communication. Gabriel has a horn. You can see that, the symbol for wands here are the horns, the trumpets. Make noise. This state is deep red and very corrupt, possibly, but you've still got to speak up. Here's another 4 of Gabriel. There will be a time for celebration. Okay. So this is interesting. It's all major arcana. This is the more people who speak up and speak their truth, the quicker things will happen. These are all minor arcana, sorry, not major. And it's like, speak up. It will be a struggle. It will be a struggle. Then you will be able to celebrate. The whole world will be able to celebrate. You have to keep doing it, darling. Hi, Shelby Lisa. You have to keep talking. You have to keep taking action. It doesn't mean descending on things, but it means picketing representatives' office, going and talking, gathering people to come with you, standing there saying no, no, talking to everyone, saying, talking to as many people as you can. It's got to come. The thing is, especially in the red states, it's the ground roots where the rot sets in because people, it's always going to be Republican. Or no, it doesn't have to always. You have to keep fighting. You have to keep fighting to be heard. It might still be a Republican, but perhaps it can be a a more moderate Republican, someone who doesn't want to screw everyone over because they're not Republican, someone who wants to do the best for the whole town. The lot that are in Congress at the moment, they need replacing, even if it's with another Republican. I can foresee 2026, next year, a lot of Republican primaries. And a lot of people who are there now are not going to win the primaries. Yeah, I just thought I'd do a live. I'm reading messages from the angels. But here, time for celebration. But you still have to work hard to get that. Now, this isn't immediate. This isn't days. This could be days to weeks. But things will get better and you will be able to celebrate. The Three of Ariel. This is working with others. Now, this is the Three of Pentacles. This is often referred to as the artisan card. But this is also about working together with others. You know, have a meeting, you know, invite people to come and talk, whether they're Democrat or Republican, just come and talk. What do, invite a representative, answer those questions, whether you're Republican or Democrat, make them answer the question, talk to them, tell them, ask them, what can you tell us that isn't from Trump's playbook? What actions are you going to take that are not going to answer Trump's agenda? Or are you going to just blindly follow it? And if you're not going to blindly follow it, if you say you're not blindly following it, prove it. Prove it now. Make promises now. Yes, well, they're going to be worse off trapped financially. That's the thing. What can you do now for this that isn't going to be reliant on us bending to Trump's agendas? Work together. I can see a lot of town halls happening, actually. And here's the Ace of Gabriel, the gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration. Get people up there who are willing to talk and to make their voices known. You have a voice, use it. Encourage people to register to vote for next year. Start now. If they no longer want to be Republicans, or if they would rather be put down as independent, encourage them to register to vote. Make your voices heard. There will be some time for celebration. So this is, Linda G says, and others say this too shall pass. So there will be some time for celebration. Some relief. It doesn't mean it's all going to go away, but it does mean that they'll be celebrating some changes for the better, and then people working together, and then voices being heard. This is a great opportunity. It doesn't matter whether they want to vote as Republican or Independent or Democrat. Just encourage them to vote and talk to them about what their vote means. If they don't want to do, you don't have to vote as one party or the other. in fear of the draft. Many of his age are scared. He's not going to get drafted. He's not going to get drafted, darling. There's not going to be a draft. Vance, if he finds himself in power, he's going to be up for a rude awakening because they're not as scared of Vance as they are of Trump. And yeah, voices are going to be heard. I think I've been saying this for a couple of years now. Got to be grassroots. Things won't improve if you don't go for ground level. Yes, it can be expensive, but you don't have to go for senator or this, that, or the other. Even just for like board positions or council positions. And yes, it's not the cheapest, but you have to get so many signatures. But people will volunteer if you ask them. And it can be tired, or encourage someone. Volunteer your time to help somebody get there. But it's got to be at the ground level, because as long as these people on the ground level keep getting in, there won't be changes in those deep red states. Tell people if they're not sure they want to be Republican anymore, tell them they don't have to switch to Democrat. Switch to independent. Do write-ins. You know? I've always kept going through my head, demand paper ballots. Demand paper ballots. Now, things like these are made, that's a state. They don't have to use machines for voting. They can do paper ballots, and you might say, oh, there's too many people in the United States. Look, each state in the US runs the election. We have 20 million, 27 or 30 million people here in Australia, and, you know, of course, not all of them are eligible to vote, but voting is mandatory. So, and we have like 15, 16 million people voting at every election, state and federal election, and the votes get counted by hand. That is something each state can do. There's no machines involved, and there's no name, or, you know, you go in and you get your name crossed off the list and you go and you vote. That's it. So, you know, so I'm going to ask this: will paper ballots make a return? Make a decision. There's going to be, oh, if what, maybe, you know. Midterms are next year. Yeah, that's because you're a Democrat, sweetheart. Shelby Lee, that's because you're a Democrat. Anyway, messages from Spirit are that things will get better and your voices will be heard, but you have to get out there. You have to start talking. You have to start taking action. Spirit will be behind you and it will help you and it will guide you, but it cannot just make things happen for you. And it's about more than just voting. People say you have to vote, you have to vote, you have to vote. Yes, you have to also consider whether you want to run for something. I actually almost the other day thought, oh, I wonder if I should run for the seat that we're in as an independent. I realised for me it's not really a possibility. But I just don't think I. But I thought about it, and I would encourage anybody out there to, if they wanted to do it. You know, um, popped into my head. I just don't think. Doesn't mean I might not reconsider it again in the future, but at the moment, no. Um, yeah, that's all right, Steve. How are you? No, you go, you get your name crossed off. You don't have to sign your ballot. In fact, if you did sign your ballot, it would be called a donkey vote and it would be discounted. Um, so, yeah, a lot of people donkey vote and protest. And that's just a shame because they don't want to vote for the opposition, but they don't have faith in who's in there at the moment. So they do a donkey vote, and that's just a shame. Yeah. Like I said, it's just so discouraging to see what he's doing. And it makes my head and my heart hurt. It really does. Um, So, what I thought I might do is actually get some oracle cards out. Or tarot. What do I want to do? How about we get the naughty oracle cards out? Okay. And we have a little bit of fun. The naughty oracle card. I've also got these, the metaphysical cannabis oracle deck. I do not encourage drug use. Okay, this is just a little bit of fun. Um, it's a bit of a chill out. I think there's nature. This is an interesting deck, beautifully coloured and all that, but it's interesting. Oh, has it got? It's a sweet. It's this is an oracle deck. Oh yeah, integrations. It's got lots of, yeah, it is an oracle deck. I'm going to be exploring that a little bit. Now, it's not encouraging drug use at all. Oh, hang on, guys. Hi. No, I deliberately turned that off. That was from my work. Just I'm a contractor and all that, and they were just checking in to see how I go. And I feel like it's really fantastic that they do that, and that so I just thought, I mean, we've got flooding in North Queensland in the city of Townsville and town of Ingham, and I'm very, very familiar with both. I have family in both, and my great niece, my aunt's in Ingham, my sister and her kids and grandkids are in Ingham and in Townsville and Ingham. Chartertowns is getting a lot of rain, and that's where my other sister and my mum are. So I'm a little bit stressed about that. But yeah, it's just nice to have someone check in. So sorry about that, but I sometimes it's like you guys are so important to me, but I felt that was really important to just to have that conversation. We had heat waves here last week, and do you want some more nummies? Do you want some more nummies? Yeah. And so yeah, I was just yeah, there they are. So yeah, that was really important to have that conversation. So sorry about that. But I work for a really good company. So, some places, contractors, they don't call you unless they've got an issue. This place will say, oh, just call and check it up, see how you're going, everything like that. There doesn't have to be a reason or a complaint. And it's really good to know you have that. And yeah, so yeah, I'm also a little bit stressed out. I know that my family are all safe up in the flood areas and stuff like that, but it can be a little bit stressful. And yeah, so if you looked up Townsville floods, you'd see some of the flooding and all that. Hang on. Mm. So um, one of my cousins who I didn't really know, one of my first cousins, like my mum's nephews, he passed recently. He was the youngest out of the family, I think, and I haven't seen him in a long time and have some memories of him as a kid. But it's a bit sad to, when a family member passes, a little bit down on that about that too. But uh, I'm turning the sound down. Uh, um, so you can see some of the flooding there and stuff in that sort of thing. In Townsville, Ingham's, one lady lost her life in Ingham. She was being rescued in a rescue boat from the SES, and this is Ingham. The flooding in Ingham, and the boat hit something and capsized, and there were 6 people in the boat. Unfortunately, she lost her life. Um, an old woman, like she's 63, and I'm like, hell, I'm only 58. And chances are she went to school with one of my sisters, So it's, yeah. So there's some more pictures of flooding and everything from Ingham. And yeah, Peggy Popple, yeah, took those images. And that's a vehicle there. Again, it's just one of a number of weather events that are happening everywhere. Huge storms down in Melbourne in the southern part. Yeah. So it is, yeah, bit stressful. But I mean, when I was in Ingham growing up and all that, we'd have floods all the time. But this is like the worst floods in almost 60 years. And it's possibly going to be worse than the 1967 flood, which got to 15.2 meters. I think it's almost at 15 meters now. The yeah, so it's yeah, quite stressful. So I guess hopping on and talking to you guys too, it just helps me, you know, relax, get a bit, and yeah, and, yes, I know my family are all safe and stuff like that, but it's still a bit stressful. Seeing places I know, seeing places I like, seeing, you know, homes I'm familiar with. It's shocking. It's really hard to watch. Last time there were floods in Townsville in 2019, my mum lost practically everything. My family were able to salvage some things from the mud, some really precious things, some photos and some really precious items. The most precious ones for her, and they managed to get her car sorted out. But otherwise, she lost everything else. She lost all her furniture and everything, most of her clothes, you know, and she had to start fresh. She moved up to Charleston and she had to start fresh. As I said, they were able to get out some of the most precious things for her. Um, they had to be cleaned up, a lot of them and stuff, but they were able to salvage some of that. But otherwise, she lost everything. So seeing that, it's, you know, a little bit hard. But anyway, what I'm thinking of doing now, what were we talking about? I've totally lost track. I'm sorry about that. We're going to have a look at some, go a little bit light-hearted and have a look at some naughty oracle. Who would like a naughty oracle card? If you'd like to have a naughty oracle card, here I am blathering away and all that. Just help a little bit with the stress, you know. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of a. You'd like a naughty oracle card, okay? The naughty oracle card for Shelby. Oh, darling. Now I will moderate my language. Your soul has effed off. Okay. So retrieve it. Um, it's like, ugh. Sometimes it's just too hard. I just don't want to try anymore, and that's understandable. Um, have a look here. I'll get the book out with this, and I'll do one of these metaphysical cards too. I'll call them the metaphysical deck. Okay. Now, yeah, it does feature pot. It's the cannabis oracle deck, but um, it's not to encourage that use. It's just I thought it was quite. So let's have a look at what card can go with that. So it's got your soul has effed off. Retrieve it. I like the the soul there going, stuff you. So what does the metaphysical deck say about retrieving your soul? Let's have a look. It's got a Sanyan and grace. Okay. So grace, act with grace. I feel like acting with grace. Let's have a look. See. Osanian. Osanian. What page is that? 99. Page 99. Okay, it says Osanian is the god of the forest, magic power, and healing. Okay. His herbs have the power to send away negative forces. Our Prime Minister, wonderfully the other week, about a week or so ago, there was some thing about, I can't even remember what it was about, but the opposition leaders going, disaster, disaster. And our Prime Minister comes out and he says, just chill out. So, its long beard is intertwined with vines and herbs to symbolize that humans are one with nature, and true roots will be revealed if you embrace your surroundings. You're a natural healer, darling, and I can believe that. And you must remember this if a Sanyan appeared in your spread today. No matter what your situation may be, you can connect with the magic of the forest and find the solution you are seeking. Okay. This card appears when you have been too hard on yourself, darling, and deserve to take a break. Set aside some time each day to do nothing but rest. Okay. And you'll feel your soul energy coming back. Okie dokie. Yeah. I think you did the right thing. And take a little bit of time to sit down, break down their request, and just ask them for clarification. What exactly are you asking for here? Okay. Hi, Susan Rotella. Do you want a naughty and metaphysical oracle card combo? Steve. Yeah, it is bad. And unfortunately, there's always some animals that are found afterwards and stuff like that. It's when the waters recede and all that. It's just heartbreaking. I said to my sister the other day, when I was in Townsville, before I moved over here in 1998 floods, I was in the state emergency service and we were caught out to one of the low-lying areas, one of the notorious areas. And after the waters had receded and the mud was 3 foot high, and it took years for me to get the smell of the mud out of my, nostrils. It took almost 15 years or something, and I can till almost the tang is almost there. Now, just remembering it, and it can be very. Mm, Gee, dead dingo's donger. Time for emotional healing. We do have a saying over here, dry as a dead dingo's donger. Dehydrated, thirsty, drained. Um, yeah. So it's an interesting card to get. Emotionally drained, my darling. Emotionally drained. And it's time for emotional healing. Um, so what does the other deck have for you? Glamour energy. Oh, glam. Have a look at this. Steve, glamour energy. So what does the glam have for you? Glamour energy, page 71. My confidence is solid as stone, and I take positive action to manifest my dreams. It's time to put on your best dress, Steve, and attend the best party you've ever been invited to. This is your red carpet, your premiere, your fashion debate, and catwalk for the Oracle Gourds. The Oracle Gourds. Sometimes you don't know where the next whatever is going to come from, but you can still look like $1,000,000, my darling. And you just might shift your energy into a different feeling and alignment. The crystal pairing here is pyrite. Pyrite is flashy, gold, often called fool's gold and stuff like that. And let's see if I have some in my little garden thing. Oh, it's a bit too far away at the moment. Oh, yes, there it is. But yeah. Um, but yeah, so look up pyrite. It was mistaken for gold by many people, and you may not be gold, but you can sure look like it, my darling. Um, Bringing your vessel into a physical state of elevated emotion instantly helps the mind and body so sync up. It's interesting that it uses the word vessels because, of course, we drink from vessels, whether it's our hands, whether it's cups. So even if you aren't going anywhere, my darling, get glammed up. You know it'll make you feel better. Help with that, you know, emotional healing. Actually, I have personal experience of that myself. Wow, make a little bit of extra effort today, Chris. You'll feel better. Yeah, and it does. It works. Where do you want these, Bubba? Where do you want them? No, you don't. There. You want them there? There we go. Hi, like uncover the news. US booze from the shelves in Canada. Yeah, Tennessee whiskey, Kentucky this, Alabama that. It's like, yeah, red states. They're specifically targeting red states. So, now who else would like a card duo of a naughty oracle and a metaphysical oracle? Have I missed anyone who wants a card? Hi, Susan Rotella, Sherry French. Who wants a card? Hi, Sylvia Hanks. Who wants a card combo? Come on, come on. I don't have all day, people. I have an appointment at 3:30 this afternoon. This is a I love these cards. They are so funny. Susan, how will Trump retaliate on Canada and Mexico? Oh, will Canada cut power on the US during the Super Bowl? I think that would be hilarious. They could. I mean, it wouldn't. I don't know where the Super Bowl takes place, but yeah. Hi, Denise. Okay, so your best dress, Steve. Your best dress. Doesn't have to be a dress, of course. Um, Sylvia, I'm going to take Sylvia your thumbs up as I want a card. Susan Rotella, you want a card? Yep. Okay, so we'll do Sylvia Hanks first. Now, the first card is a naughty oracle. I will moderate any language. Okay. Asshole ancestor. This is the naughty oracle. Okay. Time for ancestral clearing. Okay. Get rid of all this. Just because my ancestor was an asshole doesn't mean I have to be. Just because great grandpa was a die-hard Republican doesn't mean I have to be. Get rid of it. I don't need that energy things. I don't need that historical pressure on me to do the family thing and stuff like that. Yeah. And if you don't like it, bad luck. You know, I like this. You think you're going to pull me in there by the hair? Get stuffed, it says. Yeah. Don't have time for that old fashioned, all those old ideas and prejudices. Clear it out. Clear it out, Sylvia. And what does the metaphysical deck say? Oron Mila, the great diviner. Have a look at this dude. Okay. Have a look at the. I'm not using the book for the naughty oracle, but I am for the metaphysical one because brand new deck. It's the first time I've used it. Okay. I've had it for a while, but it's the first time I've used it. Oron Mila, page 95. Okay. Oren Mila is often referred to as Ifa, I-F-A or Ifa, and saw the beginning of creation. Oh, wow. Hi, Maureen Howe. This is like going back to this, the arsehole land. I see where all this started. Yeah, well, guess what? You were wrong. He embodies the wisdom and understanding through all destinies, and he sits in front of a bright blue sky with his legs stretched out before him, a slight bend in his knee. There we go. He wears yellow and green robe and sits as the great diviner with his cowrie shells in a pile beside him. Yep, okay, those shells. Yep. In his lap sits a mirror with golden flakes on it. Are they? Okay. There's the mirror. Golden flakes must be falling from the sky onto it or something. Okay. Where the shells fall, he creates a mark on one or two straight lines to decipher their message. Okay. Something that has taken him many years of practice. This is saying that you've got years and years of knowledge about your family and things like that. And yeah, I feel like it's dragging them out of the dark ages, Sylvia, if that makes any sense. He uses these readings to determine the outcome of any situation and comes to you when it is time for you to be called into action. So this is the call for action. So is this really? A guide. Oren Mueller has his divining chain and his palm nuts around his seat to symbolize he has that what he brought to humanity as a guide. Chained up nuts. This is, I feel like people coming to you, Sylvia, and you're like maybe helping them clarify what's in their thoughts and why did this happen and why did that happen. It's like a little bit of clearing history. I don't know if you have much to do with history, Sylvia, but it's like you have a clearer view of it than others. And whether you realize it or not. So, very much guiding figure. People ask you questions, answer them. You won't give bad advice. That's not within you. Okay? Okay. Susan Rotella. Susan Rotella. Devil in drag identity crisis. Oh, Susan. The devil in drag identity crisis. It's not that sort of identity crisis. It's like, isn't she lovely? It's not that sort of identity crisis. It's trying to figure out how you're going to get things across. Um, if that makes sense, it's I can go too over the top or I can be too subtle. How do I get the message across to people in a way that is clear and not confusing? Hello, Vera Reiki. Hey. Well, yeah, he is that. Very much, Vera. Um, yeah, very much. So how Susan Rotella, it's how to get the point across without being too drastic or too subtle or finding it. They are dumb, yeah. Well, not all of them. There's just unfortunately more. Some of them voted in the hope that he's learned. He hasn't learned anything, and that's their problem. Okay, here we got sorcery for Susan Rotella and revolution. Okay, so let's have a look at what the book says about that. Finding sorcery is all about mix, in the sense of alchemy and things like that. Finding the right mix. 87. Page 87. The spirit plant is a poppy. Oh, that makes sense. This is a vape. This is a vaping machine. Revolution. The first modern inhaler was invented in the late 1700s and was prepared with the plant spirit of the poppy, but this was not a new invention that humans had discovered for treatment. Hippocrates, the 5th century physician, used the term azin, to just Aazzein, to describe respiratory distress. And this is where we get the word asthma. So it's an inhaler, it's an asthma inhaler, not a vape, as I incorrectly said. Okay. For at least 3,500 years, people have used aerosol to treat asthma systems, as in ancient China, with the smoking of various substances, and Greeks from inhaling the smoke from burning herbs. Okay. The message in this card is a reminder to breathe. Herbs are versatile consciousness, and our consciousness, versatile consciousness, and will work in a multitude of areas in your life. Breathing. Since the beginning of civilization, we have had the tools within our natural environment to aid the ailments we may encounter. So breathe. Take some deep breaths. Breathe deeply. Allow your body and your lungs and your mind to rest, and the answers will come to you. Things will be clearer. You might feel that heaviness in your chest lift a bit, Susan. So, yeah. Oh, your daughter loves those treats. Your cat loves the treat. Yeah. Yeah. So use the old tricks. Use inhale and breathe, and it will help you find the message you want, the way in which to get your message across. That's not too over the top or too understated. So, yeah. Who else would like a card combo? I said hi to Maureen. Maureen, did you want a card? We're about uncover the news. I'm going to wrap it up soon because I'm getting a little bit tired. I don't know that Canadians will cut power to a fair portion of the United States. You've been lurking, Teresa Hadarian. Hey. So before I go, if anyone else wants a card duo of the Naughty Oracle and the Metaphysical Oracle, Metaphysical Oracle, just put your hand up now because I am going to be, what do you call it? Ending the stream soon. Okay, Teresa. Yep. Just to the security systems. Yeah. Okay. They're not going to get access. Okay. Teresa, it is a pooing rainbows kind of day. Pooing rainbow kind of days. um, Release the guilt. Oh, my darling. Are you been feeling clogged up? It's obviously, it's like, obviously stresses and strains, they can affect us physically as well in different ways. Um, so what do we have here? Arziki de Baron, gratitude. Arziki de Baron. This is the metaphysical card. What does Arziki de Baron have to say? Age 40. Okay. Arziki de Baron measures the variables of energy coming from you. The wheel resembles the teachings of cosmograms and medicine wheel. Following the sun, we enter the wheel in the east and exit the wheel in the west. The north and south represent our ascension and descension within the extremes of the wheel vortex. The oracle of rebirth rises on one side of the wheel as the oracle of chaos rides down the other, showing that not always will you want a situation to last and vice versa, but that is the cycle of life. Constant changes. Life is a constant change in luck, relationships, finances, homes, and lifestyle. How can you react to changes? How you react to changes is the key here. Do you fall into chaos or do you rise? When this card emerges, it reminds you that each event in your life could be a blessing. Maybe you just got through your dark night of the soul, and this card is a reassurance that the sun is shining. You are loved, guided, and protected in all ways. Always. Now, that is in all ways, love, guided, and protected in all ways, and you always will be. If Arziki de Baron has come into your spread today, ask yourself, how do I react to change? Do I meet the opportunities when presented to them, or do I make excuses to resist the change? This makes sense now with this. Sometimes things do change and you have to change with it. And that means you might be leaving somebody behind, or somebody is maybe getting hurt or not what they want in the process. That can't be helped. Don't feel guilty about it. You can't always solve every problem for everybody. You have to react to change in the best way that you can for yourself. Putting everybody else first when you have to make a change or think about doing a change can be blocking you from making that change and doing yourself more harm than good. Change happens, my darling. And just because it might not turn out in bring rainbows for another person, that doesn't mean you don't have the right to have those rainbows yourself, those good times yourself. Don't feel guilty about accepting and bending to change and leaving others behind. It's not their time yet. Don't stop good changes from happening to you because other people might not like it and want you to feel bad about it. Don't. Release that guilt. Let those changes happen, Teresa. Okay. They're not going to get into those systems. They think they're getting smart by getting rid of the people who are safeguarding those systems, but they want access to them. But I do feel they're going to get locked out. I feel like Elon and other people are going to get locked out. There's fail-safes and safeguards put in, and they don't know about them. I do feel they're going to get locked out. We call him Piddle. Yes, EU will retaliate. There is going to be a complete cluster fudge. It's going to be an interesting couple of months. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me on Night Surprise Live. I hope you have had a little bit of fun with the different oracle cards here. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah. There's so much more to come. I'm back at work tomorrow for the next 3 days, so I might try and post a video or something. I don't know if I'll be up to, but I'll be back definitely on Saturday, maybe before that, maybe not, we'll see. And yeah, so thanks for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Everyone have a lovely day, and thanks for your patience. I really did have to answer that call and talk to the person on the phone. So yeah, okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye. Oh, of course, my darling, stay strong, stay healthy, stay loving, and above all, stay laughing. Laugh every day, and if you can, laugh with a stranger. Love you all. Bye-bye.